so good. It's a shame that everyone outside of the coaches and players don't realize how good this league is. And it's 5 years ago, I couldn't say that to you, but it's the last 3 years. This league's gotten real good, and so I respect the heck out of Coach Howland, and I'm very appreciative of him saying that. I'm telling you, at the end of the year, I might be sitting here happy if we're in 11th place.
Frank Sindarius was so good on both ends of the floor, not just offensively but defensively. With the pieces you have, how do you get them to, how do you get them to grind and instill in that culture at that end of the floor, to make sure that you're as successful as you were last year?
We were one of the. You guys are better at this than me. I think we're the #2 defensive efficiency team in the country. That didn't happen because we had a good defender. That happened because we defend. And what we have to fill Sindarius' void is who is going to take advantage of the difficult moments that you have in every game and stand up and be strong. So everyone else can say, okay, we're going to be all right. We're going to defend as a team. Just follow my teams. They've always been good defensively. It's not because of a person. It's what we believe in. It's what we preach. Chris Silva, Mike Coates, Hassani, Corey, Kadeem D. They're all so much better than they were last year. Every one of them. It's not even close. That's what my job is, to help them get better. And they're leading the first-year guys. See, what we don't have is we don't have a lot of the so-called, top 50 four-letter word ranking players. Okay, we got guys that the four-letter word network never saw. So now all of a sudden, no one knows about our guys. That's all right. Would you have predicted Mike Coates was going to be a player on a starter for a Final Four team? Probably not. Neither did that network. You understand what I'm saying? It's we're going to recruit the guys that fit who we are, guys that we believe in, and that's what my staff has done again. And I'm excited. It's a fun team to be around, but I don't really sweat over preseason rankings. Can you imagine if I worried about that last year? Sindarius wasn't even picked to be in the top 15 players in the league by the media, by the way. Last time I checked, the coaches voted him unanimous player of the year. The media voted him co-player of the year. Imagine that.
Frank, you mentioned the other day that you were going to install defense on October.
I'm waiting to have some fun here today. I just want you guys to know I'm in game shape. I'm ready to go.
How have the guys responded to that first day of installing the defense?
A lot better than I thought they were, Dave. A lot better. This might be the quickest. My English gets sideways sometimes. The first-year guys have adapted quicker and learned quicker than any first-year guys I've had since I've been in South Carolina. I think that's a credit to them, but I think it's also a credit to the guys in the locker room that have been through it, that have been so helpful in preparing them. Also, my assistants. In the summer, the guys that were on campus, I'm involved in individuals in the summer. I think I've told you this before, but I become the assistant coach, and I let my assistants kind of take the reins, and I let them teach for their career so they can be ready. So when their voice is heard in a practice, in a timeout, players know that it needs to be respected. And I think they did a great job with our workouts this summer too.
Chris said that he didn't think he'd be the kind of defensive player he is without your influence. When a player says that, how much pride goes into your mind when you hear that?
Once again, it's what we teach. We spend a lot of time in it. I've always viewed it like this. I was not a very good player. If I can get kids to try to work as hard as I tried to work so I can try to play, but the kids that are real talented, they've got a chance to, it's like I just got off the phone earlier today with Rodney Magruder. Rodney came to K-State. Rodney, I couldn't put him in a game as a freshman, and he was an unbelievable kid. And he used to break my heart because he couldn't defend. Now he just went through surgery, but Rodney got into the NBA because of his ability to defend. Last year as an undrafted rookie free agent, he's the guy that Miami Heat's putting on Paul George and you name him. That's who was guarding. It's a big part of what we teach. We believe in. So Darius came in as a guy that thought he was going to average 30 a game, and he left as one of the better defenders in the league, and that's what got him. That's what got the respect of the LA Clippers in camp this summer, was his willingness to defend. And Chris is going to take that step forward this year.
Conzo Martin sat here and said that it was good to get another team from this conference, not named Florida or Kentucky, in to showcase the strength of this league. What does it mean to you to have kind of taken that next step forward for the league and kind of broken through a little bit of a glass ceiling in that way?
I live it. I know how hard it is. You know, I came real close at Kansas State in 2010 to be a part of that Final Four, and you know, you're up one with 3.5 minutes to play, and you don't get there, and it's disappointing. It just crushes you because you're so close, and to be able to have had the opportunity to have a different team, different school, in that same moment, that this team figured out a way to, instead of being up one and lose, being up one and make it into a 5-point game, and figure out a way to seal the win, was pretty powerful. And then as the league, you know, I said this last year in March. I was asked by all the people that don't pay attention to the SEC, how are you guys doing this? The league prepared us for this. The depth, the coaching, the strength, the athleticism of our conference prepared our team for March. And so I appreciate, once again, Kwanzaa. I don't know if you know that we're related. Yeah, he's probably saying that to be nice to his long-lost brother, that we reconnected after many years. But I'm telling you, I'm not surprised. I will not be surprised if another team that has never made that run makes that run. I read somewhere where I think every team in our league has made a Sweet 16 since '96. Ooh, that's pretty good. You guys want to talk about good leagues? That's pretty good.
Frank, Ben Howland also sat there and said Chris Silva was one of the meanest players in the league. He meant it as a compliment. Do you agree with that?
I think he plays so hard that he creates that whole perception. I think he plays strong. Not too many people still post up. Everybody ball screens now. Chris is willing to post up, so I think that creates a perception of his strength as to being not difficult to deal with. I wouldn't be fair, but like the guy, like I don't want to go against that guy, and we have to figure out a way, and he's a lot better at it in practice right now, to keep him on the court, because we don't need that aggressiveness that he plays with to put him on the bench next to me. But I can see. Here's what I'll say to you about Chris. When I was recruiting him, before I got to deep conversations and I sit in the stands and watch him, I guess you can say that's why he and I like each other. I'd watch his facial expressions, and I thought he would be a difficult kid to coach. It's the complete opposite. He's a sweetheart. He's an unbelievable young man, but he does look like he's mad.
Frank, you mentioned losing your number 1 and 2, at least offensive options from last year's team. How far along in the process is this year's team finding its own identity and replacing those two guys in the offensive end?
We won't be. I mean, I'm gonna say something that's gonna come back and bite me. And you know what? It's gonna be the best shooting team I've had since I've been a head coach in college basketball. We've got multiple guys that are shot makers. We're a better passing team than any team I've had since I've been in South Carolina. I had a team the Elite 8 team at K-State, passing-wise was phenomenal. But at South Carolina, it's the best passing team I've had. We're the fastest team I've had since I've been in South Carolina. Does all that translate to 90 points a game and wins? I've got no idea, nor do I lose sleep about that stuff. All I can tell you is what I've got in place. I know this. You watch the tapes, and critical moments of every game in the March Madness run, Sonny's on the court. Corey averaged 19 a game, 18.7 or something like that. his second year at Delaware after averaging 17 his freshman year. Wes Myers averaged 17 and a half a game. Frank Booker was the leading scorer off the bench on a Sweet 16 team for Oklahoma. Mike is so much. Mike's put on 22 pounds of lean muscle since he got to campus. Mike is a completely different player, and I understand him better now. And since Darius and PJ are gone, now I can showcase Mike a little more, not individually, but just playing offense through his strengths, because he's not option 5 anymore. And so all that stuff, and we do have some youth, but I really like our youth. The one thing that I've got to figure out with our team is what I said earlier, and it's not going to happen until we start playing games. How do they handle when the lights come on and you're in the difficult moment, regardless of who the opponent is? Who's going to take the bull by the horns then? Who's going to stand up tall when things get difficult? Who's going to get their feelings hurt when they don't play 35 minutes a game the way they think they're going to play? Who's going to handle a referee making a bad call? All those things. That's the unknown right now. I'm not going to figure that out until we start playing games.
When you